So hi, When the Grind Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with...
And I'm Phil Donay of MAVIS.
And we're some questions to say about the upcoming album, Grief is No Ally. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
Thank you. I'm very much surprised how much people pick it up already. Yeah, because we're kind of out of the blue for most of the guys getting to know us right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you guys popped up in the inbox out of nowhere. It's like, this fucking record rips. Like, these singles are great. The album rips. Can't complain.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Fuck yeah. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yeah, actually, the album title was, at first it was a working title. And I didn't even like it that much in the process of writing the songs for the album, because all the tracks you can hear on the album are the work of roughly 6 years with different band members. And within that time, Grief is No Ally was just an idea I had. I wrote it on a paper, and it kind of stuck as a working title. And in the end, it perfectly summarized what the tracks on this album have in common. So all the stuff about grieving in the meaning of grief itself, or learning from grief, it kind of became a loose concept album almost.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. Any meaning behind the cover art?
Not really. We just liked it very much. I stumbled on it, over it on Facebook, I think. It's a digital creator from California, I think so. Yeah. And I just slid into his DMs and asked if we can have it as a cover art. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Hell yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
Yeah. Well, actually, at first, our former guitar player called Robin Dachtler, he found the band. We found together as musicians from different local bands and lovers of metalcore in itself. But he initially wrote all the songs, and I only did the lyrics to it. So that was our process. He had some song ideas. We kind of looked around what he has, and just picked some tracks where we could work on, and then I did the lyrics for it. And at first, this was the process. But as he left the band, we kind of had the interesting fact that we needed songs from somewhere. So I picked up the guitar again at first, and I played guitar, as you can see.
Kind of gathered that from the 7 guitars behind you.
I play guitar too. I'm not a guitar player. I wouldn't say that much, but I play to compose once in a while. So I picked up the guitar again and tried to emulate what he would think while writing riffs for MAVIS. I'm not nearly as good as him, but I tried to write songs again. Yeah. And those became songs like maybe from the singles Calypso, and or on the album Hollow Eyes is another one from me. Yeah, and as our current guitar player Manu came into the band, he wrote together with me on some parts on the album, and we produced it as a 4-piece within the studio with our producer. Yeah. And the interesting challenge was to kind of marry together the songs from all those different people, sounding different for us at least, but trying to make them sound like MAVIS all together. Yeah.
Okay. And so how did you do that? What was the approach for that?
So we kind of had an attitude going into the studio this year, where we recorded 8 songs for the album from the start, because 3 songs were already recorded and produced in 2019.
Okay.
And yeah, those 3 are on the album too, but we didn't want to change those 3, but to focus on the new tracks. So all the tracks were laid out pretty much finally. So we had 8 finalized songs from different states in our band, and yeah, but the attitude was nothing is holy. So day 1, we're inside the studio, just beginning at 9 a.m. To work on the songs and just giving a spin to Tortured Land, which we thought was the safest one. So where we can concentrate on creating the sound for the whole album. So we wanted to start with this song. And the first thing our producer said to us was, just after maybe 2 listening sessions in the song, we were like, yeah, everything's cool, but maybe let's change the chorus. So yeah, that right from the start, we kind of stressed us to push our limits on what we can make out of those songs, even if we thought they are finished. But some changed just a little bit, and some changed completely. Yeah, I mean, Limerent, for example, maybe the one that's sticking out most from the album, because it's kind of a pop song almost. Yeah, Limerent just became a thing around 2 months before the studio, and we kicked another song out actually to record Limerent, because we saw it as another challenge to push us.
Okay, so you leaned more towards the song that's going to challenge you a little bit versus something that would have been a little easier.
Yeah, maybe, because at every point in working on the album, we knew we're gonna create a metalcore album, because we're a metalcore band. And we knew we're not gonna hide behind experiments just for doing experiments, but the challenge of pushing the limits of metalcore or fusing it with different genres was always interesting in our process of writing with every member of MAVIS, former or current. Yeah. And yeah, for that reason, maybe we started to think about, maybe let's kick the maybe in our eyes more generic metalcore song off the album to focus on something that's gonna push us. Yeah.
Fair
exactly
enough.
something fresh and new.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
At least in our career so far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what song off this album took longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
Oh, okay, that's an interesting question, because some of the songs are maybe, for example, Master Sense, which I would consider as right now my favorite song. It's kind of the hardest to play live, actually. And that's another challenge yet. So maybe that's another reason why it's my favorite one. So yeah, Master Sense is kind of the, yeah, you could say the title track of the album, even though it's called Master Sense instead of Grief Is No Ally. But yeah, for me, the lyrics of this song took the longest to write, because we needed to finish every other song on the record to write the lyrics for Master Sense, because Master Sense is kind of an Easter eggy one, because it picks up different lyrics from every song of the album, and tries to give it a new spin to wrap up the album. So the meaning of the album was just the beginning, and I just thought, yeah, maybe let's try to do a summarizing final for the album.
Yeah.
And that's why the end of the track is such an open, repetitive musical thing. Yeah, I really love that about the track. And another interesting fact is that if you consider writing the music as well, this one's actually maybe from 11 years ago.
Oh my God.
So it was a really old idea from a former guitar player, and I talked him into making this because it was one from his former band. And they never had the chance to record it back then. So it was just an idea laying around instrumentally. And I talked him into making it into a MAVIS song. And now, even though he's not in the band anymore, it became this whole thing where we can show off what we can do with all those different genres, and with all our takes on what grief is and what the meaning behind all those years we are MAVIS now is. Yeah. So yeah, for all those facts, maybe Master Sense is my absolute favorite right now. Yeah. I can't wait to for people to give it a listen. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Some already had the chance to hear it live, because we're currently on tour right here in Germany. Yeah, so the response to it was amazing so far. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
So how did the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be a closer? Did you shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
We never had the idea of making a concept around the album. We just thought, let's focus on creating the tracks in itself, and afterwards we wanted to look up which order makes the most sense, and we did that actually, because we never knew if Inside's gonna be the first one, and the only reason Inside is the first track on the album is because it has this eerie long intro, and we like that because we like nice intros, I guess. So
good enough reason.
And even though Inside may be is the first track we put out as MAVIS, actually the first track we wrote together was Furry Tongue, which is another interesting one because it's kind of complicated musically. But yeah, there never was the idea of we may do this or that with the track because that's gonna be the final one, or that's gonna be the first one, or we need to focus on the middle section of the album more on this side. Maybe the only thing we kind of knew was that Master Sense has this great end as a song, but it clearly could have been done in the middle on the album. Yeah,
fair enough.
So yeah, it kind of shifted into this thing, and we're really happy with it now for what it is.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So when did the conversation start of this album becoming kind of a concept record?
Just afterwards. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Just every yeah, it even was a working title in itself. So the album title was a working title still when we finished every song. So just afterwards we gave the songs a listen together and thought, yeah, let's talk about what it's gonna look like, what it's gonna feel like, and talking about the order of the tracks and stuff like that. And then we realized that there is kind of a red line through the stories of the album. Yeah. And yeah, it was pretty awesome actually to realize that. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. So would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this record?
So whilst creating this record, talks about or plans about recording another or our first album, yet another release of MAVIS, began already in 2019, before we started to put out music and to be online with the band. But Yeah, actually, the guys of A Rising Empire came around because we knew them from their bands and from our different bands and such. They knew we started Mavis, and they knew what music we did. And yeah, around the middle of 2020, we began to reach out together and just talking about creating an album. So plans were made to record it already in 2020. Mm-hmm. No, in 2021. Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, and we had the studio booked and stuff like that. Yeah, but then our guitar player left because of different personal reasons and mm-hmm. Financial reasons. Actually, were played a part in it too, and yeah. Then we had to postpone everything, and then the pandemic hit. Yeah, then other members left because of different really okay reasons. It's fine, but yeah, it was every step of it was a setback, and we really had to push forward to still remain a band and to be resilient about it. And yeah, after different members left, yet again, we were a three-piece. Then our studio and rehearsal room burned down, so we lost every bit of equipment we owned as a band. And, my God. Yeah, that was interesting and kind of a bummer, you know.
Yeah. Only kind of, I guess. What?
Yeah, in the same time, we tried to look after a new guitar player because we didn't have one at the time, so we were just me, the bass player, and our former drummer. Then he left, the drummer, so we were a two-piece, but started to play shows with filling members of befriended bands. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for some reason, a guy on guitar joined the band, and within, I would say, 2 weeks, we picked our stuff up, we made plans again, we created new music because there was material. And maybe that was the only thing making us hang on to the band in itself, and believe in what we can do musically. So yeah, and the headspace was always to push against all those odds we had to face within this short span. Mavis was a band, actually. So yeah, some bands experience less stuff in
20 years. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you guys weren't even publicly online yet, and you've faced everything. So
yeah, goodness. Let's hope that's just it ends there.
Yeah, that's it. You got it all out of the way.
Yeah.
Maybe we have a little bit of luck right now, because I still can't wait to, because the pressing was finished I think last week, and I still haven't got the chance to have an album in my hands. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna believe it when I have it in my hands.
Yeah, fair enough.
Exactly. Because right now it's still everything can happen. But maybe with writing the lyrics of the album, I with grieving, and there is personal tragedy involved, there is global tragedy involved, but with all this happening, we had a state of mind where we or me writing the lyrics, I had a state of mind where I wasn't shocked by anything anymore. Because on some occasions I thought to myself, it's just another one, so we'll get over it and just focus on creating music as hard as I can, and with the time that I can push into it. But on different occasions we were so glad that we still had at sometimes us three or us four right now. As we are 4-piece right now, and we finally can play live again and stuff like that. We needed to feel as a band again, and all those small things we needed to do to feel as a band again right before we hit the studio. Yeah, we were so glad we did this, and we needed to go through all of this because we had the chance to learn from it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was the thing that is etched now into the songs in itself. Yeah,
for sure. Well, I'm glad that you guys made it through all that. Record's coming out.
Thank you.
Before you could even before you know it. So it's finally here. All of it's over. Let's celebrate for a second.
Exactly. Take a second, appreciate that the fucking record is here.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Yeah, good. And fucking hold that record in your hands, man. That's big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it comes out just when we just on the day off where we don't play a show. So
that's perfect.
Yeah, so we're gonna party hard on that day, I think. Yeah.
Good. Not too hard though.
No, we have to play a show just the day after. So
exactly.
Not too hard, yeah.
Exactly.
So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should I do it in the car with friends and the dark with headphones on? Is it a workout album, party album? What do you personally recommend?
I think the interesting thing about the record is that it's highly emotional when you give it a listen. That's at least that's what I feel listening to it, but of course I do so. But also I was really surprised that people from outside the band who had the chance to listen to the full length of the album already told us likewise. So they really felt something with all those different songs. And they felt what we put into it on some level. Also, some guys or some people just felt their own emotions, as one would do. But that was a really interesting part because you can work out to it because it's a heavy fucking album. But you can also just sit back and relax, and I love that about metal albums myself, because I really love to just calm down after a long day, and I'm one listener that is not just listening in playlists and stuff. I really love to listen to a full record of a band, just to imagine, even if I don't know what was in their minds creating the record or what was their reason to place the songs in that order. I'm really interested in having this experience.
Oh yeah, us too.
And I hope people would appreciate this too about our album now. Once it's out. Yeah.
So this one should be super, super quick off the top of your head. I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
3 words.
3.
Okay. It's a heavy, emotional, complex album, I would say.
Oh, heavy, emotional, complex. Hell yeah, that's good.
I love that. Yeah, that's good.
Maybe that's what summarizes our music the most, because it's kind of catchy. Because we try to emulate that. We really love this fact about metalcore, that you can make it really, really catchy, that you can create almost pop songs, but it's still a heavy track. And yet it's still sounding like metalcore, but it's almost like it's written for the radio. And we're trying to do that, but even the easy sounding parts of the album are hidden in itself, kind of technical rhythm wise, and we really love this about the album. That's why it's heavy, it's emotional, but it's also quite complex. And the topics of the lyrics are quite complex for some people, I can imagine too. Me myself included.
So can you talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album, positive or negative? I know you've spoken about a lot of negative things that have happened, but anything else that you haven't mentioned, challenges with the record?
really positive.
Yeah, or maybe a positive moment.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of mentioned that already too, because the most amazing thing was how it came together in itself, because I couldn't believe when we were inside the studio that we're finally working on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and finally working on more than 3 songs at a time.
Mm-hmm.
It was a dream of me, just since I can remember, to be in the studio, to have the possibility to create a full-length record. We didn't have to think that hard about the money, because we had some help on that occasion.
Mm-hmm.
And gladly we could spend almost 4 weeks inside the studio just to focus on those tracks. And we were really, really thankful for this, because yeah, it's kind of hard to right now spend this money, because after the pandemic, stuff was fucked in Germany too. Everything was getting expensive as hell. As I said, I really can't believe we made it, actually, until I'm having it in my hands. And that was the most amazing thing for me. It was like 3 dreams at once, which now became reality.
Oh yeah.
After all those negative things we experienced in the past, it was really hard, because those guys who were our former members, even if we're on good terms now, it was really hard, because those were my best friends. And within the pandemic, it was even harder to speak. So I felt pretty lonely sometimes while being so resilient on MAVIS. And those issues all became clearer as I wrote the lyrics to the songs. And what I had to work through whilst writing it.
Absolutely.
Sure. So because we were talking about tour, we got to ask, what is your go-to gas station snack?
Gas station snack?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an interesting question, because in Germany, gas station snacks are really, really expensive.
What?
Here too.
Those are not like in supermarkets or something like that. But I'm kind of the guy that if I do snacks, I'm gonna need something salty, I'm gonna need something like chocolate, and I need some I don't know if you know it, but Haribo.
Oh, the gummies.
Some gummy bears. I really love those. But right now more the vegetarian ones. I'm really into those.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Oh, okay. That's interesting too. I have to think about this. Maybe it'll be something like pasta on pizza. I don't know yet.
The hell?
That sounds baller as fuck, though. Wait, back up a second.
Wait, let him cook.
You can actually buy this in Germany right now. So,
I might have to go to Germany. My Italian ass is calling for that.
It's a really interesting experience for the first time. For most people, I didn't meant like the one you can buy. I meant like more the fusion of the idea of pizza and pasta all together. Because you have food like we all love, but still we need to pick our own things. So in the meantime, one will order a pizza. One will order pasta, but both is Italian. So you always have those common goals within the music, and maybe that's what you can find on the album of MAVIS, because you may like more the poppy side of metalcore, or you may like more the harder breakdowns and stuff like that. And we kind of trying to fuse all those together. Yeah.
Damn, that's beautiful.
Love that.
That's fucking beautiful. So for these last couple questions, we're actually gonna shift away from music, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Amazing. So we're actually gonna go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Pasta on a pizza with a Coke.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
right.
it sounds good as fuck. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You actually have to try this once you're in Europe. Even though that might not be within reach, but yeah, give it a try.
Give it a go. All right.
It's more amazing than you would think. Yeah.
I think I know how amazing it is. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. I literally just ate lunch. So if you could live in one fiction world for a week, where would you live?
My instinct answer was Adventure Time.
Oh.
Because I really love that kind of everyone is friendly, but it's also really gritty there.
Yeah.
And it's post-apocalyptic, but still livable. For most of the creatures there. But also, I'm a big Star Wars guy, as you may see with my background here. But yeah, to live there and to be a Jedi or something like that would be
pretty badass.
I'm a nerd, so what can I say?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I have the honor of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to has actually said it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
What's my favorite color? I have to say purple right now. Yeah.
Purple.
It kind of it shifts sometimes. Yeah.
Purple solid.
But purple is always a staple in my life. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Solid color.
So as Gloria said, that's all the questions today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
I mean, what can I say other than just hopefully you give a listen to our upcoming album, Grief Is No Ally. It's coming December 15th. And yeah, thanks for having me and my band MAVIS again on this podcast. Yeah. We really hope you like the album. And we have some plans on new music already, and we have some plans about touring, at least in Europe for now, because we can't yet afford to play overseas or something like that. But let's see what the future brings.
Yeah. Manifesting.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening. It's been Phil from MAVIS, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.